The ocean swallowed a legend. Cold, dark, unforgiving water closed over one of the most feared attack aircraft ever built. Most machines end there, forgotten, corroded, written off as a loss. But not this one. This is the story of how the A-10 Warthog, the so-called tank killer, was dragged from the depths and forced back into the light. And why that resurrection tells us something powerful about modern warfare, military engineering, and the long shadow cast by World War II. This isn't nostalgia. This is brute force survival. Why the A-10 matters more than people think. The A-10 Warthog was born from a hard lesson. World War II proved one thing beyond argument. Ground troops live or die based on air support. Not speed, not elegance, not futuristic looks, reliability. The A-10 was designed around a single brutal idea. Fly low, take hits, kill tanks, come home. Its massive cannon fires depleted uranium rounds capable of tearing through armor like paper. The cockpit is wrapped in titanium. The engines are spaced apart to survive missile strikes. The aircraft can land with half a wing gone. This is not a jet, it's a flying weapons system. So when one ended up on the seabed, it wasn't just another crash. It was a test of whether legends can truly die. How a tank killer ended up underwater. Training accidents happen, even to the toughest aircraft ever built. During a routine mission over open water, an A-10 went down and vanished beneath the surface. No enemy fire, no combat drama, just mechanical failure and seconds to react. The pilot survived. The aircraft did not. Saltwater began its slow assault immediately. Electronics failed, metal corroded, fuel systems flooded. For most airframes, this would be the end of the story. But the A-10 is not most airframes. Why salvaging it was even considered. Here's the key question. Why bother? Because the A-10 was never cheap to replace. More importantly, it was never easy to replace. Newer aircraft promised more speed and stealth, but none could replicate the A-10's ability to loiter, absorb damage, and support troops on the ground with brutal precision. Engineers knew something else, too. The airframe was overbuilt. That over-engineering, a direct inheritance from World War II design philosophy, meant recovery was not impossible. Difficult, risky, expensive, but possible, and so the decision was made: bring it back. Pulling a war machine from the sea, salvaging an aircraft from underwater is not dramatic. It's slow, technical and unforgiving. First comes location, then stabilization, then corrosion control before the structure collapses under its own weakened weight. Special lifting rigs were attached to reinforced points. Every movement was calculated. One wrong pull could snap the fuselage. When the A-10 broke the surface, it looked dead. Paint stripped, metal stained. The cannon clogged with sediment, but the bones were intact. That's what mattered. The restoration challenge nobody talks about. Here's the truth people miss. Restoration is harder than salvage. Salt water destroys wiring. Avionics don't forgive moisture. Hydraulic systems turn into sludge. Every system has to be stripped, inspected, and either rebuilt or replaced. Engines were torn down to bare components. Control surfaces were rebuilt. The iconic cannon required deep cleaning and remachining to ensure tolerances were still safe. This wasn't cosmetic. This was surgery. And it worked because the A-10 was designed to be maintained in harsh conditions by crews with limited resources. Again, a World War II lesson carried forward. What came back was more than metal. The restored A-10 didn't just fly again. It proved a point. Durability beats fashion. Function beats flash. While debates raged about retiring the aircraft, this resurrection demonstrated exactly why ground forces trusted it more than any replacement. It could be broken, submerged, abandoned, and still return. Very few modern weapon systems can claim that. Separating myth from reality. Let's be clear. This was not a museum rebuild, not a static display. The aircraft was restored to operational standards where feasible, using strict safety checks and modern upgrades where necessary. It also wasn't magic. Some components were replaced entirely. Others were redesigned to meet updated requirements. But the heart of the machine remained original. That's the difference between rebuilding history and erasing it. Why this story fits 0 hour. World War II, this channel isn't just about battles, it's about consequences, design choices, lessons that refuse to die. The A-10 exists because World War II proved air power must serve soldiers, not impress crowds. Its survival underwater proves that philosophy still works, steel over theory, function over hype. That's a story worth telling. The bigger lesson hiding in the wreckage, military history isn't just about who won. It's about what endured. The A-10 endured because it was honest about its purpose. No pretense, no unnecessary complexity, just overwhelming force applied where it matters. Pulling it from the sea wasn't nostalgia. It was a statement. Some tools are too useful to abandon. Final words for the 0 hour audience. If you're here for real military history, not polished myths, you already understand why this matters. Machines like the A-10 are physical proof that lessons from World War II still shape modern warfare. If this story gave you value, hit subscribe on 0 Hour World War II. Share it with someone who respects real engineering and real history. Because legends don't disappear quietly. Sometimes they rise dripping with salt water and dare the world to doubt them again.